In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. There is a disease, something like a disease, which is actually hurting us, damaging us in every sense. Our nerves are being damaged by it. Every muscle and joint is being damaged by us. And our performance, the quantity of work we do as well as the quality of our work, suffers badly because of this disease. This is not actually a disease, it is a sort of attitude, a wrong attitude, which is working like a disease. And this attitude, which is hurting us more than what we can even imagine. This attitude, wrong attitude, which is not any way lesser than a disease, it is hurting us. And it is hurting us quite a lot. The quantity of work we do and the quality of work we do is greatly and negatively affected by it. Our nerves and body and mind and everything else gets a very bad impact of it. What is this? To the astonishment of almost all of us, it is found probably in every person. Some of the people are more affected by it, another some of the people are lesser affected by it. Some of the people are hard and tough, while another some of the people are a bit sensitive and weak. The weaker folks and the sensitive people, obviously they will get more negative effect of it as compared to the strong people, as compared to the rough tough people. This disease, this which is actually an attitude, but I call it a disease. This disease is the negative thinking. This disease is the complaining. This disease is the criticizing. This disease is the like putting the responsibility of our failure, of our trouble upon someone else. This someone else might be a weaker person compared to us, or this someone else might be a stronger person as compared to us. If this person is a weaker one, we will be found criticizing him openly. And if this person is a stronger than us, then either we will criticize him and complain about him in their absence, or secretly without even letting them know. And this is the trouble with us, is that we don't put ourselves in the shoes of the other people. This is the reason behind this criticism, this is the reason behind this complaining, and this is the reason that why we are suffering and why we have adopted this bad attitude. I think so. Our thinking is quite an erroneous one. Our thinking is quite an illogical one. Our thinking is absolutely irrational. Why do I call it as something irrational and illogical? Because it is not the responsibility of someone else to make us a successful person, to make us a happier person. It is not incumbent upon them to cooperate as well, because because it is our own responsibility to fulfill all the needs and the requirements of our success and happiness on the one hand, and if at all a sort of cooperation is needed from someone else, now trying, now it is our own responsibility, my responsibility and that of yours in our respective lives, to persuade those people, to convince those people for the so that they could render us, so that they could lend us the kind of cooperation we are in need of. This is so, our dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad. This is called a kind of negative thinking, and I have started calling it a kind of disease. This is actually a very bad attitude. This attitude of ours is hurting our own life. This attitude of ours is actually destroying our own life. This attitude of ours is making us quite an unhappy person. This attitude of ours is actually making us quite an unsuccessful person. Not only this thing, this wrong attitude, it does generate a kind of poison in our mind. Once we are thinking, once we are found complaining, once we are found criticizing, and once we people are found assailing other people, this a kind of poison is generated in the mind of ours, and this poison then travels to each and every organ of our body, each and every muscle and joint of our body, each and every nerve of our body, each and every, I think, corner of our mind and heart. It does damages us because it is something which is so toxic, which is so poisonous, which is so hurtful, that it actually destroys our life. It has the capacity and the capability to destroy our life. It is so strong and it is so powerful. That is why I believe that if at all we want to live a happy life, if at all we want to become a kind of successful person, then first and foremost, we need to get rid of it. We need to get rid of it. Dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad, this is my thesis, and not only me, but I think so. Everyone else who is called trainer, everyone else who is called a motivational speaker, everyone else whose work is to give a kind of counseling to the people. It is their basic and primary responsibility to somehow to detoxify our mind, to detoxify our body. And for what is this detoxification? By the way, this detoxification is that we need to stop generating this poison in our mind, which travels to each and every organ of our body, to each and every nerves of yours and that of mine. I think so. The word is not neither good nor bad. The people are neither good nor bad. It is rather either we make them bad enough or we make them good enough. It is my responsibility and that of yours to somehow do not stimulate other people, do not provoke other people to become a negative and hurtful towards us, and rather to persuade them, rather to motivate them, so that they could become a better people towards us, so that they could become a kind of righteous people, a kind of cooperative people, a kind of helping hand toward us. It is your responsibility and that of my own. And I think so. This is what we need to do. Thank you. Jazakallah.